From the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Amy Walter and John Mercurio.
Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm not. Last night's Democratic debate in New Hampshire, moderated by NBC's Tim Russert, broadcast live on MSNBC, seemed to do little to change the current standing of the race for the Democratic nomination. John, what did you take out of last night's debate? And for crying out loud, have we had enough of these things? Can this be over?
No, I'm loving these debates, except last night's, I think the 2-hour format between 9 and 11, a little bit late for both of us, so we're both a little groggy today.
We're very
so
groggy about it.
Bear with us. But, you know, actually, I'm not sure that it didn't change the standing of this campaign. I thought you saw last night Hillary Clinton continuing to sort of do what she does, the sort of consistently stable, steady performance.
Perhaps
she made
a bionic
really
woman,
good point.
sort of.
Perhaps a bionic woman, which nobody saw last night because they were all watching the debate. But she actually, I think, had one really good moment, which was when Tim Russert asked her, you know, said, look, would you support torture? She said, under no circumstances. He said, your husband does. And she said, he's not standing on the stage tonight. An important moment for her, I think, to make that statement. But I think you also saw the worst performance to date of these debates by Barack Obama, and potentially really the best performance from John Edwards. So this sort of, you know, top tier of Barack Obama and John Edwards could see a little movement right now, I think, in those in that category. Hillary, though, continues to have
just
the
go right
double-digit
ahead, right?
support. So whether any of that matters, we'll see. But a really, really bad night for Obama. And I was blackberrying with a bunch of his campaign during some of his staff members during the thing, and they agreed. Look, they said, you know, tomorrow's another day. We'll continue this fight. But they agreed that last night was not his best performance. He was sick though. So
yeah. See, it really goes to okay.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? And I'm not gonna debate whether someone's performance is off and what it's attributed to. Look, these guys are doing so many of these. I can understand being sort of in a fog and waking up and not really knowing what day it is. That happens to me, quite frankly, every morning. But really, what to me it showed was that it is quite clear that Barack Obama has decided that to win this campaign, he's going to do it his way, which is going to run a different kind of campaign. I'm not going to run a traditional, you know, attack the front runner strategy.
Right.
And I'm going to win because more people are going to like my message rather than vote for me because they think that Hillary Clinton is not electable or is wrong on the issues or something else. So we see that a lot. Candidates come in that running for all types of offices. That is a place you can stand from when you're the front runner,
right,
or when you can go back and point to, and I can beat her on experience because of X, or I can beat her on this issue because of Y. But the fact is, if you just run Barack Obama as Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton as Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton's going to win that race every time.
Right. Well, and that's what the polls have shown so far, is that she does. That by dramatic numbers, voters in New Hampshire this week saying they prefer the issue of experience. They prefer their candidate to have experience over charisma. He's running in some ways a general election campaign.
Yeah,
he's
no,
not
he absolutely
running.
is.
He's not running. He's not distinguishing himself in the way that you need to in a primary campaign within a party.
But he should have been the primary. Right? He was the anti-war candidate. This was going to be the primary campaign, right? And yet that issue now is sort of, you can see he's tried. That was his first line out of the box last night, talking about, remember I voted against the war first time around.
Right.
I think that part is done.
And the thing is, you know, you saw his performance during this debate, not impressive, as we've said. I think next week you're going to see a similar storyline in the fundraising totals that come out. I think you're going to see his campaign say that they didn't raise as much as they have over the first 2 quarters, which is understandable from a technical aspect.
I mean, there's just so much.
It's just going to solidify what's becoming the conventional wisdom in Washington, that this is not a campaign. This is no longer the sort of neck-and-neck Clinton-Obama campaign. And that's a shift over the past couple of weeks.
No, it's true. Now, what he has to do then, because I agree, whether he raises as much as she does or outraises her really isn't the issue. It's, all right, so now you have $50 million, whatever you have in the bank. How are you going to spend it? And if you're going to spend it, it's going to look like we saw last night, which is just these sort of subtle attacks and the circuitous route to get around the nomination, then all the money in the world isn't going to matter. Right. It's not going to make the difference. What I found also interesting, you brought this up too, is that we've seen a lot of anti-Hillary sniping from the other tier, right? So even away from Edwards and Obama going into Chris Dodd and Joe Biden, they talked tough before the debate, and then they pulled all their punches during it. What was that?
Because they're scared. They're
What are they
scared of the
scared
Clinton
of?
machine.
What
They're
is it
scared
gonna
of getting on the
do?
stage. Well, they don't want to be Rick Lazio. All right, first of all, they don't want to be Rick Lazio. They don't want to get on stage with Hillary Clinton and look as though they're being mean to a woman. I do think that's part of it. I know it's a little oversimplification, but I do think that has a small part to do with it. It's easier to attack her through surrogates or sort of off camera than it is to do standing on a stage with her. It's not doing Mike Revelle a lot of good. Let's just say that.
No, but maybe if they did it with a smile rather than with a look of real craziness in the eye, that would help. All right, well, we could just go on and on and on and on. And we did. But I'm sorry. But remember, we don't stay up this late normally.
Yeah, we're a little
It's
punchy.
too late. So we're just out of time.
Yeah, we could go on forever, just like the endless parade of primary debates, but we're out of time.
Oh, thanks for helping me with that. All right, join us for another edition tomorrow of Hotline TV.